Good evening from the Father Bray Athletic Center on the campus of Iolani School. Iolani Live is proud to present Interscholastic League of Honolulu Boys Varsity Division I Volleyball. Tonight, here in the lower gym, it'll be the Iolani Raiders hosting the Maryknoll Spartans. Hello everybody, I'm John Tamanaha, alongside the coach, Peter Greenhill.
Great to be here, John, in this historic gym for some great ILH volleyball action.
Yeah, great to have you. This is the second meeting between these two teams this season. The Raiders won the first match at Maryknoll's Clarence T.C. Ching Gymnasium, 25-16, 25-18. That was a best-of-3 match. This will be a best-of-5 here in the ILH regular season. The penultimate game of the regular season. The Raiders have one last home game. That is Tuesday. That'll be senior night, April 9th. Come on out and support this Raider team as they take on Mid-Pacific. The Raiders, as it stands now, are 4-4. The Spartans are 0-8. But that doesn't tell the whole story, does it?
No, it does not. They're a well-coached team, and if you look at their coaching staff, you can see why. They've got a great pedigree. At least 3 former UH Rainbow Warrior players who are on their coaching staff. They work hard, and they're definitely hungry for a couple of reasons tonight. I mean, they're hungry for that first win, and they're hungry to prove themselves to their coach and to each other, especially considering that they brought up 3 guys from JV who are going to get some playing time tonight.
Got a youth movement going on with the Spartans, including a 7-footer, which we don't see very often in here if we're not talking about the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic, but this will be interesting to see.
And he plays opposite. He's also got a volleyball family background. You know, his father, Grant Tolentino, was a big star at UH in the early 90s. He played at the high school level for HBA and was dominant, powerful hitter in those days.
We are speaking of Sage Tolentino, 7-foot outside and opposite hitter, freshman on the Spartan roster. The Raiders, they also have freshmen on their team and some solid seniors. They are looking to kind of lock up, solidify, lock down third place in the ILH. They come in at 4-4, as we mentioned. A victory tonight would do that, lock up third place behind undefeated Punahou and one loss Kamehameha. That kind of sets the stage for the upcoming ILH tournament, which is a double elimination bracket. And 2 teams make it to the state tournament, and there's a whole set of circumstances and things that need to happen, and we'll kind of get into that as we go along tonight a little more in depth. But the fight in the ILH, Coach Greenhill, it's always, it's a dogfight.
And it's always, it seems every year it's the same 3 dogs, too. And it's unfortunate because those 3 teams every year are just so outstanding.
Fighting for just 2 bones, maybe.
Right, right. 3 dogs, 2 bones, and the dog that's left out, you know, goes home very unhappy. And, you know, you could easily argue that most years the third place ILH team could end up in the state tournament making the final 4 spots in the state tournament.
Teams are shaking hands there at the net. So are the coaches. What are your keys to the game from the Iolani Raider perspective?
Well, from the Iolani Raider perspective, offensively they've got to be able to balance their attack and not rely on just 1 or 2 guys to get a disproportionate number of sets. Even an 0-8 team is going to be able to pick up on that and key on those hitters. They've got to spread the ball around as much as they possibly can and play good defense. They'll probably be facing a lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of deflections from a team that, you know, has a history this season at least of being offensively inconsistent.
Who would be the Raider player to watch for you tonight?
Well, I think on any night, Capono Brown is somebody to watch. I mean, he's a legitimate talent. He can really fly. He can hit the ball hard. And Kavika Lee, very versatile hitter who also hits hard. But, you know, another person who probably doesn't get enough attention but who's just an absolute joy to watch out there is Jaron Simone at Libero. He's one of the best in the state, I think, and makes amazing plays every match.
Agree. Yeah. Worth the price of admission to see Jaron track down balls down by the wall, go into the stands.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I like how you say that, libero.
Yeah,
One of the languages you speak. That is the proper pronunciation in Italian.
that's right. That's right.
Learn it, know it,
La
live it.
pronunciazione.
Senior setter Shane Harimoto will get us started with the serve. Nice dig there by Kavika Lee. Long set over to Kupono Brown. Spartans can't handle that one. Raiders earn the first point of the match.
Nice job by Kupono, not trying to do more with that set than he was capable of, considering where the set location was.
I thought you guys won the toss.
Yeah, we won the toss.
Did you?
Little discussion here between the down ref and Iolani coach Jordan Inafuku. Now Maryknoll coach Costello involved also in the conversation. What just happened? Well, looks like it's still 0-0. We're restarting the match. Simone with the dig. Harimoto outside to Brown. Spartans try over on the far pin and are successful.
Yeah,
And that is our first point of the match.
Smart play by Shiloh Delire Nawal, tipping the ball off the block.
Served by Ramirez is long. So give us our first look at Kupono Brown and his jump serve. That's an overpass and put away by Carter Kamana.
Powerful swing by Carter. Yeah, Kupono took a little bit off that serve, I guess, just trying to find his rhythm with his early serves, and still got a great result on the overpass.
Let's see what he does here. 6'4" junior, having a tremendous season. That one sails long. Back to serve for the Spartans. Shalo, Deliri, wow. Handled by Simone, tight to the net. Harimoto goes to Kamana. Good block at the net by Maryknoll.
Zion Bruce, he did a very good job there. Once in a while, you're going to get blocked. That's just the way volleyball goes. So Iolani shouldn't change their strategy just based on that one result. Yeah, pass was a little tight, and Shane Harimoto stepped under the net and over the center line.
Vika Lee working a give and go with Harimoto, but it ends up being a Maryknoll point. Spartans lead at 4-2. It's an errant serve. Kilo Scanlon comes in for Carter Kamana. Raider football fans will recognize those two names, and basketball fans as well. Set here to the near side, Assam. Another chance for Assam, and he runs into the Raider block. Kilo Scanlon and Makani Hiltner were there.
Almost perfect on that block fundamentally. Positioning, form. Great job, Raiders, on that play.
Jared Simone serve into the net.
Let's not forget that great high dig on the first swing by Jaron Simone in the back row. Right on cue after what we said in the pregame.
Absolutely. Kanai na pu elua ayi to serve. Harimoto goes quick in the middle to Scanlon, but that does not get across.
Shane knows that set was a bit too low. You could see it on his face and the way he communicated with Kilo after the play.
Vika Lee has that. This is Hiltner. Sam, that might have been going long.
Unless there was a touch on the block, that's a ball that Kupono, in retrospect, would want to let go and go long.
Might have been a touch at the net. Maybe he saw something.
And he generally makes good decisions as a volleyball player.
Kanai, ooh, tough serve by Kanai. Kavika Lee sneaks that one inside.
He salvaged that very well, hitting it off the block. They were out of system there on the substandard pass, and so the set couldn't be perfect, and Kavika didn't try to make a play on that set that he couldn't make.
We talked about the Maryknoll freshman. That was an Iolani freshman, Ty Healy, with the serve into the net. Justice Naehu comes into the game to serve, replacing Sage Tolentino. Freshman 7-footer takes a seat on the bench. Justice's jump serve, that's a tough one, but Jaron Simone is there. Kavika Lee. And we got a whistle, point Iolani.
Net violation on the Maryknoll block.
Kavika back to serve. Raider basketball fans have heard his name for 4 years on the varsity level.
He was an all-state selection this year.
Yeah. Sam, nicely dug up by Healy. Pono Brown. Spartans scramble and get it across and in the corner. Nice job there by Kekai Sam, 6'3" junior hitter.
He mishit that ball, but he had the good fortune to be mishitting it towards the longest stretch of inbounds court.
Yeah.
There is that hypotenuse.
That serve sent long by Assam.
No matter how clean or unclean your contact is swinging from the outside, it's almost impossible to hit it long when you go with that hypotenuse to the far corner.
Yeah, it's all about the real estate, right?
Yeah.
Gives you a chance. Wyatt Nako, another Raider freshman, to serve. Deliri Nao. His drive is out long.
You know, if Wyatt goes out there and plays just half as well as he sings, he's going to be a star every time out.
That's absolutely true. Second chance for here, free ball opportunity for the Raiders. And that is Carter Kamana with the put away.
Good to see Shane going middle as often as he can. That's one thing that they didn't get a chance to do as much as they wanted against Kamehameha.
Sam that time couldn't hit the corner of that hypotenuse. In case you're wondering, Peter Greenhill doesn't teach mathematics.
Which is great fortune for the mathematics
but
students.
He knows a lot of words in a lot of languages. Sam from the back row down the pipe earns a point. Maryknoll doing well here in the first set. Thank you for joining us. We are all tied up at 10, playing best of 5 here.
One thing they're doing very well is getting their hands, their block is getting its hands on the Iolani hits frequently. Not blocking it down in a terminal way necessarily, but slowing the ball down so it's an easy ball for their defense to handle. Then they can run their transition offense.
Kamana into the block and out.
Good adjustment by Carter on a set where the timing wasn't quite where the two of them wanted it to be.
Cunny Hiltner coming in for Ty Healy.
Yeah, this
Cunny,
is
6'7".
This is one of those rotations where Iolani's front line is very big.
Another back row attack from Assam. There's a back row attack from Kavika Lee. Simone sets up Brown. He's blocked at the net. Raiders take another crack at it through Hiltner. This shot goes long.
Smart set by Shane to go against the flow of play and get Makani one-on-one. And it was nice to see Makani hit aggressively. Once in a while they're going to go out, but you got to keep pounding away. Very important for Iolani to be aggressive.
Ono Brown to Harimoto. Spartans scramble and send that one wide.
The eagle eye of Jaron Simone, letting that ball go out.
Brown, tough serve. Set here to Tolentino. He'll nudge it over. Harimoto goes to Kavika Lee. It's off the hands. Tolentino again, and he puts that one away.
That play was a great example of what we were just talking about. You saw the ball come up off the top of the Maryknoll block. You know, they didn't block it down for a point. They just slowed it down, and it, off the top of the block is as good as a free ball for your back row, you know, assuming they're alert.
Match tied up here in the first set. 12-12, Jordan Inofuku calls a timeout. It's the third year for Coach Inofuku. Last year he was a ILH Coach of the Year, and the year before that was the ILH Coach of the Year. So he's having a strong run. Raiders advanced to the state tournament in both of those previous 2 seasons. So making it for a third time kind of establishes them, you know, kind of in that tough ILH realm. But doing that, they've got some work to do in the upcoming tournament, and you know, hopefully the Raider Nation and fans will come out and support these players that see some good volleyball, and they might know them from other sports, soccer, basketball, football, a lot of multi-sport athletes, a lot of musical theater, thespians and performers, and a lot of guys to come out here and support. So hopefully we see that in the days to come. Kavika Lee into the block, but that goes out. Point Raiders.
Yeah, he makes his living hitting the ball off the block, and he does it hard. He's not hitting soft off the block.
It's good vision when he rises up there and decides what to do.
Well, he understands, being a senior, that ILH block, that's not the UCLA block, that's not the UH block. So the odds are in your favor if you're swinging hard and aggressively.
There's a block from Kavika Lee. Nice dig by Simone. They set the back row to Brown. Another chance here for the Raiders, but that'll turn into a free ball opportunity for Maryknoll, and they'll go with Tolentino. Brown from the back. Set to the far pin. And that ball comes way up here into Bill Huang, our Iolani Live center camera operator.
Good volleyball on both sides in that rally.
Good save there by our statistician tonight, Mark Yamada. Got his right hand in there. Knocked it away.
He hasn't lost those skills.
No, of course not. Never. Some substitution here for the Spartans. And there'll be a conference. Jordan Inofuku will use that time to relay his instructions to Shane Harimoto, who's now listening in.
You know, and Jordan was talking before the game about fine-tuning things as a team, because this team could easily be not 4-4, but 8-2. When you look at the close matches they've lost, so
especially against Kamehameha.
Especially fine-tuning in any given area could be the difference in matches like that. And so, for example, in this match, I think he would want to see more consistent setting location. That would give the Iolani hitters a better chance to put the ball away than they've been able to so far.
Officials and coaches still sorting some things out here. Raiders leading at 14-13 if nothing changes. Coach Jordan, a 2007 graduate of Kamehameha School's Kapalama, where he was a 4-time All-State performer. Went on to the Stanford University, where he was a member of the 2010 NCAA National Championship team, which included a couple U.S. Iolani alums that you might have heard of, Kavika Shoji and Brad Lawson.
As well as Punahou's Spencer McLaughlin.
Eric Shoji.
Eric Shoji. I think they had 7 Hawaii guys on that team.
Yeah. That's why they won.
Exactly. Because they had never won before.
In to serve for the Raiders,
Well, I think
Kaina Alvarez.
they might have won once under Coach Ruben Nieves, but it had been about 20 years.
Yeah, it was a
Or 15 years.
breakthrough for the Cardinal. Coach Jordan, of course, was a 3-time MPSF All-Academic selection also at Libero. Did I do that right?
Got it right.
I'm trying. Alvarez. That one is long.
Not by much, though. He's
Yep.
going for it.
15-14. Raiders have the slimmest of all leads here. We played a 25, no cap.
Yeah, kind of Alvarez brings good energy to this team. He's a spark when he's out there.
Yeah, 6-foot sophomore. Now Ehu, that was a tough serve. Brown took care of it. That turns into a kill from Kilo Scanlon.
Yeah, Kilo brought the heat on that one. That's what we like to see.
That's what a Iolani Raider football left tackle looks like out there. Starter for the last 2 years at that key position. Free ball for the Raiders, and Harimoto dunks it in. There's that heady play from the senior setter. Kind of tips it into that emu pit, as Coach Michael Mong likes to call it.
Well conceived, well timed, and well disguised on Shane's part. And one of the things that made that play possible was very aggressive play, running down the free ball on the part of Kavika Lee, because there are 2 or 3 guys who could have gotten that ball. Kavika took charge, played it with his hands rather than his forearms. Perfect pass. He was also vocal in pursuing the ball, calling everybody off, and the result, speaks for itself.
Harimoto in football terms would be the quarterback of the team, and his ability to set fast, make all the different sets from different areas on the court allows the Raiders to play the way they do and kind of, move the ball around and gain some level of success with what they've got. That senior setter, kind of the cog in making a lot of that stuff go.
He's a much better setter than people may be aware. He's not a flashy guy, but great skills, and so because he's not flashy, he can be overlooked. But I was watching this state tournament with Kavika Shoji in the stands last year, and about partway through the first set, he said, Kavika said, I like the setter.
Yeah.
That was the first time he had seen the Iolani team play. He goes, I like the setter. And to hear Kavika, an international volleyball setter, say
awesome.
that, then you know that Shane's a good setter.
We should tell Shane's mother that's sitting right to our left over there, Kathy Harimoto. I don't know if they know that. That might have been something Kavika just said to you.
Well, after the game, Kavika, and this is the kind of guy he is, he specifically went up to Shane.
Oh, okay.
To tell him how good he thought he was. Because at the time, Shane was really distraught because they had just lost the semifinal.
I might have cheered him up a bit. Also, that last put away by Kupono Brown probably made him happy. Now the Raiders lead at 18-15.
This is a key juncture, where Iolani is looking to get some separation and assert control.
Cross-court attempt by Deliri Naal.
It's a smart idea on his part.
Yeah.
Smart idea. He almost made it work. Didn't miss
Had
by
a lot of real
much.
estate to shoot at.
Mm-hmm. Made a nice turn on that ball.
Wyatt and Kilo will take a rest.
But you know, if Jaron Simone decides the ball's going out, you know it's going out.
Carter Kamanagh blocked at the net by the Spartans, who are now pumped up as they trim the Raider lead to 1.
Yeah, if Carter had laid off that ball once it came off the block, kind of Alvarez was actually there ready to cover.
And going to go to the far pin and Kupono Brown. Spartans come back to Na'au. Harimoto saves that one, and Kamanagh gets it over. And the Spartans come up with the point.
Yeah, 2 things worth noting on that play. Again, we saw that Maryknoll block getting a good soft block, slowing down the Raider hit. And then something Coach Inafuku was talking about for Iolani before the match, getting better execution on defense.
There's some execution on offense there with Carter with the kill.
A much needed kill for Iolani.
Yeah. Harimoto back to serve. 19 serving 18. Another thing I noticed about Harimoto is he's coming up with some nifty blocks. He's cagey out there. There's a dig by Harimoto. Hiltner is set across to Kupono Brown. Sam from the back row. Overpass gives the Spartans the opportunity to dunk it down with Ramirez. 19 all. Tolentino back in for Maryknoll. Ramirez back to serve. 5'10" freshman. Brown launches one. Touch at the net, or they're into the net.
The Raiders caught a break there. Coach Castell's got to feel really good about what his team's done so far. By this time in a set, his team has usually started to fade.
Tough serve by Brown, earns the point.
And he's had enough swings so far in this set on his serve that, you know, maybe he's ready to air it out.
He's kind of warming it up, right?
That first one had a lot of heat on it. So, yeah, I'd be looking for him to let it rip again.
Timeout on the court. Raiders leading it 21-19. So far for Iolani, 7 assists for Harimoto, 3 kills apiece for the middle blocker, Carter Kamanagh and Kavika Lee. 2 for Kupono Brown. Kupono also has a couple digs. Raiders spreading it around.
That's the sort of balance that Jordan Inafugo was talking about before the match.
Simone 4 digs. I see, looking across the way when we talk about Jaron Simone, his mother, Lisa, class of 88. His father, also class of 88, Scott, is a coach on this stacked Iolani Raider coaching staff. And we also see up there Jaron's grandfather, William Y.S. Lee, the legendary former Iolani Dean of Students. Point Maryknoll. This is turning into quite a first set.
And it's less a matter of what Iolani's not doing than it is a matter of what Maryknoll is doing. Maryknoll is playing well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Na'au serve. This is Kavika Lee.
Another soft block by Maryknoll.
Sage Tolentino puts it away, the freshman 7-footer. 21-21.
He did not go after that as the way you'd expect a freshman who's just been called up from JV.
Especially when he's kind of been nudging it over a little bit earlier in the set.
Yeah, he looked like on that play he believed he belonged up here.
Down the pipe. Kupono Brown responds.
Great set, great swing. First time we've been able to swing with authority out of the back row on the Raider side.
Simone to serve. Nips the tape. Back set to Tolentino. Simone is there. Harimoto will set the back again to Brown. Spartans go to Assam. That was Kilo Scanlon. Assam again into the Raider block. And then finds the floor. 22-22.
Sam's got some pop when he swings all out. He's someone to be reckoned with.
Napu Alua Ayi back to serve. Kavika Lee stuffed at the net. Point Spartans, they take the lead.
Well, the Spartans are playing tonight as though they've been spending a lot of practice time working on their blocking.
Coach Nick Costello up on his feet, right next to that red line, shouting instructions. It's an overpass.
Great anticipation by
Raiders
Simone.
get a chance there. And Kavika Lee with the kill.
3 for 14.
Not much margin for error right now.
No, this is 23-23. Freshman Ty Healy back to serve for Iolani. That's Assam down the line. Coach Inafuku, who was closest to it, says it was out. The people that matter say it was in. Set point, Maryknoll.
It seemed as though Jordan was the only one who called that out.
What do you expect him to do?
The linesman, the down ref, the up ref, they all had it in. I thought it was out too, but I don't have a good angle here.
Coach Jordan calls a timeout. That's the last timeout for both teams here. We have a secret instant replay thing here that we can look at here in a bit, but I won't focus on that. That wouldn't be the right thing to do with Maryknoll here with a set point opportunity. Spartans, if you just joined us, coming into this game with an 0-8 record.
They're not playing like it tonight.
No, just getting better throughout the season. Brought up the some JV players. They've got 4 freshmen on this squad. Youth movement, Nick Costello in his first year as coach, gonna build the program up at Maryknoll where he played. He went to high school at Assets, but they didn't have a volleyball team, so he played for Maryknoll. Went on to play in college at the University of Hawaii. Graduated from there in 2012 and then continued on, play professionally in the United Kingdom and the Czech Republic. Outside set to Kavika Lee. Clutch kill.
Excellent call.
Kavika.
Excellent call, the play they ran there. They set Kavika a bit inside compared to where he normally receives the ball. And the Maryknoll block did not expect that and couldn't adjust.
Tough serve by Kavika. Awesome. The dig by Kavika. Free ball opportunity for Maryknoll. There's that man again, Kavika Lee, and see what Kupono Brown can do. Puts it away. Set point opportunity for the Raiders.
Excellent result from Kupono. That was not an easy ball to swing at where he was positioned.
Another tough serve by Kavika. Assam, it's off the hands.
Second great diving up from Healy tonight.
Big block at the net, but it goes wide. 25-25.
Ty Healy's really helping this team, the Iolani squad, with his defense back there.
Just a freshman. Out there with the pink-orange shoes. In the middle back row of your screen. That serve is wide. Gives the Raiders another set point opportunity. Wyatt Nako in for Scanlon.
In this rotation, Iolani should be able to make enough hay to put this game away. Assam's been swinging great, and he's in the back row, and Iolani's got a size advantage up front, size and speed.
Nako serve. Point Maryknoll. 26-26.
Yeah, that's exactly the sort of mistake you don't want to make when you have a rotation advantage.
So the Raiders make that switch. Nako and Scanlon are back out. Healy back into the game. Harimoto tries to dump that over on 2. Free ball opportunity for the Raiders. They'll go to Brown outside. He comes through.
Yeah, that's a matchup that Iolani should try to exploit more often. Brown against a smaller blocker who's also very inexperienced. And you got Brown, who I believe is a senior, isn't he?
Kupono Brown is a junior.
A junior, I'm sorry. A lot of varsity experience against a freshman out there.
Not the cleanest play there, but Maryknoll will take it because that gives them the 27-all tie. Luke Ramirez, a Spartan freshman, back to serve. Simone, Harimoto, Brown.
That was the right set for Shane Harimoto to make.
That's what they want me to call, right? Simone, Harimoto, Brown. That's the go-to.
Yeah,
Can't always go to the go-to. We're talking to Coach Hinafuku about that, but that's...
You had to that time. It was a big mismatch on the outside there.
Served by Brown forces the overpass, and that'll end the set.
Okay.
29.
Not
27.
Not an artistic success, but it was a success on the scoreboard. Really good for the Raiders to come away from a set like that with the win.
Wow. The previous time these two teams met, Raiders swept the Maryknoll Spartans on their home court, 25-18, 25-16. Maryknoll really came close. They had some set points there, opportunities. When you're the underdog and you come into, on the road, come into someone else's gym and fight that hard and come away 2 points short, 29-27. How do you, as a coach, how do you refocus your team and kind of say, hey, we did some good things there. Look what we did. But it's got to be a little bit of a deflation.
Well, that's what you do have to do. What you're saying is because you can respond one of two ways. You can, be deflated and start thinking, do we have anything more in the tank after that effort? Or you could say, hey, look at what we can do. We can play with these guys. And that's what you should emphasize, that positive side of it, and try to carry it through into the second set as well.
From the Raider perspective, how would you approach that?
Well, I would say let's put that set behind us, right? I mean, we can play better than that. We usually play better than that. One thing that would probably make a difference at this point is getting more energy on the Iolani side. I think that Maryknoll definitely was playing with more intensity. Iolani looked a little flat. I mean, they weren't horrible. I mean, you didn't see them shank passes. You know, you didn't see them.
It wasn't service errors or
Mhm.
you know anything glaring.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders spreading it around. 6 kills each for Kapono Brown and Carter Kamana. Oh, sorry, Kavika Lee. Carter had 3 kills. Simone ended that set with 7 digs. Harimoto dished out 13 assists.
I think Coach Inafuku would like to see his block become more of a factor. Even if all that means is they're getting their hands on, you know, as many balls, let's say, as Maryknoll's block is getting its hands on. Right? That was a big factor for Maryknoll in that first set. Not a lot of kills by Iolani that went directly to the floor.
Thank you for joining us from wherever you are in the world through the glorious power of the internet. It's John Tamanaha and Peter Greenhill here with you, courtside in the lower gym with our Iolani Live crew. Bill Huang, sophomore, on this center camera, doing a great job. Kennedy Chu providing that floor camera look. William Heiler providing the graphics and mixing the audio tonight. William a senior, Kennedy a junior. All directed by our manager of media services, Dane Kurihara. Thank you, guys. If we don't see you for another sporting event for the remainder of the 2018-19 year, the next Iolani Live production will be commencement services for the class of 2019 on Saturday, June 1st, beginning at 5 p.m. As everyone knows, tradition calls for Iolani's graduation to be on the first Saturday of June. Harimoto to start us off here in the second set. That's mishandled. Nice block at the net by Hiltner and Kamana. That one doesn't get across. Raiders now jump out to a quick 2-0 lead. No, wow. It's Kavika Lee. Whoa, that was hit with authority. A missed hit there by Natwal. 3-0 Raiders.
This is one of those rotations where Iolani clearly has an advantage, and they need to exploit that advantage. Big height mismatch at the net.
Wow, stuffed at the net. It's that combination again, Hiltner and Kamana.
You know, at this point, with the number of hitting errors and blocks that Maryknoll's been subjected to, the Iolani Raiders should be looking for off-speed stuff coming over on defense.
Sam from the back row into that Raider block. Iolani's putting up a wall here as they take a 5-0 lead.
Should be looking for roll shots and tip shots or setter dump.
Sam from the back, that one's long. It's a 6-0 run. Nick Costello calls timeout.
Well, after those 2 hitting errors, you know, in hindsight, you might say they should have been going off speed.
Carter coming out. We called his name a couple of times there at the net. Raider football and basketball fans have heard that name before. In football this past season, he led all D1 players in the state in receptions. 85 for 961 yards and 6 touchdowns. Went over 100 yards 4 times.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. Very exciting to watch.
Yeah, 6'3". A lot of those yards after catch. First team scoring live, all Hawaii selection. That was his second big year as a sophomore. He had 57 receptions for 788 yards and 6 scores.
Yeah,
And broke
for
the
real.
school's all-time receptions yardage record with 222 yards, breaking Keone Makikawa's school record of 220.
That's saying something, breaking the record of a guy who's playing Division I football right now
Yeah.
at the college level.
Sam, the roll shot you called for, Peter Greenhill. And there's that man, Carter coming now. Wow, into the block and out. No. Maryknoll point. Referee had pointed to the other. So he got used to pointing to that side there for the 6-0. Now it's 6-1.
Both coaches are already a little exasperated with the officiating. Officials are doing the best they can. They always are.
Ramirez serve into the net.
As hard as Maryknoll worked to stop that Iolani run, they really needed to keep that serve in play.
Jump serve from Kupono Brown. That was a laser beam. Set outside to Sage Tolentino. 7-footer stuffed at the net. But the ball goes out. Point Spartans. Deliri Wow. Back to serve. 6-foot senior.
It's not every day you see somebody out there who looks down at Makani Hiltner.
Yeah. There's Makani Hiltner. He tries to go down the line. Goes a slight bit wide.
That's a good miss, though, on his part. You know, part of what he's been trying to do this season is to hit harder, hit more aggressively. You know, that's held him back a little in early season matches, and it's good to see him really going for it.
Harimoto to the middle, and Carter Kamana. And then Carter comes out and is replaced by Kilo Scanlon, who is also his teammate on the football and basketball teams. Set to the far pin to Assam, and he puts it away for Maryknoll. 8-4.
He's playing as if he is Maryknoll's go-to guy. He's looking good, Assam.
Kekai Assam, 6'3" junior.
He doesn't hesitate to swing all out.
That's Kilo Scanlon.
Got the touch.
Off the hands and out. Kilo starting left tackle on the football team the last 2 seasons. Some might remember his sister, Kavai, who's a state champion goalkeeper in soccer and an outstanding softball player. Perhaps she's tuning in. Harimoto dunks it over into that emu pit. That helps the hitters too when he does that, right? The block is has to kind of wait maybe a little split second more. Maryknoll bounces back.
That's another positive mistake. Defensively, the Raiders were being aggressive moving to that ball. That created the problem, but that's a mistake you don't mind seeing.
Jake Oshiro back to serve for the Spartans. 5'5" junior. Kavigali sent that one long.
Yeah, he came in just a little bit more underneath the ball than he wanted to. Didn't miss by more than an inch or two.
Brown, Harimoto, Lee. That's Assam sending it long. Point Raiders. Kavika Lee back to serve.
And Maryknoll's chipping away. Iolani's got to concentrate to make sure that they don't allow Maryknoll to get any closer.
It's a free ball opportunity for Maryknoll. Set to the far side to Assam. Harimoto sets Brown. And he puts that one away.
One of his best swings of the night.
Yeah, quite a statement there. Kavika will keep serving. When you talk about Kavika Lee, you think about basketball. He was all-state first teamer this year. Tough serve there. Good put away by Scanlon. You know, Kavika Lee, fourth in the state in scoring 290 points, average 14.5 per game. But the thing I like the best about him, free throw shooting, 87.7% from the line.
Yeah, you rarely see that high percentage in ILH play, especially from a guy who goes to the line as often as he did. You know, he's also an outstanding passer out of the high post. Didn't take advantage of that all the time, but he showed that he's really, really skilled at that. Sees the court well.
Assam back to serve. Jump serve. Nice dig by Simone. Set outside to Brown. He's blocked and it goes in. Good job there by the Maryknoll Spartans at the net.
That's a great block by Maryknoll.
Quick story about the Kavika Lee free throw shooting. He ended this season making about roughly, I think this is accurate, but don't quote me on the exact numbers, 35 of his last 36 shots. And Coach Dean Shimamoto told me, he said, and he had to miss one. That serve goes long. You know when you gotta make one and then you gotta miss one? That was the one.
So the only one he missed was an intentional miss.
Yes. True story. I mean, he was on a roll back there. Coach's dream in volleyball and in basketball. He's a good listener, takes the advice, puts it to practice. We are going to miss Kavika Lee as a student as well.
And you know, in both sports, he's tremendously versatile, right? He can do so many different things well, and you can use him in so many different ways.
Yeah, he was a setter in his younger days on the volleyball team.
That's right. That's right. Has not only good hands, but huge hands. I don't know if you ever have shaken his hand, but he's got enormous hands.
Assam from the back. Kupono Brown. Cross court kill. Perhaps Kavika's brother John, class of 15, also a volleyball and basketball player, tuning in to the webcast.
John, in his prime, was one of the best outside shooters we've seen in a long time at Iolani.
See where Harimoto goes. He goes to Kavika Lee in the back. And Kavika delivers. We should keep talking about him.
He seems to be finding a groove both in the front and the back right now.
You talk about that shooting. Maybe John will take credit for teaching Kavika how to make 36 threes this past season, third in the state.
Wow. Yeah, that's a family that makes a living on the perimeter.
Yeah. Wyatt Nako back to serve for the Raiders.
Good pass by Assam.
Alvarez sets Kavika Lee. Spartans come back with Assam down the pipe.
Yeah, he's showing everybody he knows how to play this game.
Kikai Assam.
9 for 7.
Man of the match, perhaps, so far.
This is the kind of comfortable lead at this stage of the game that Coach Jordan Inafuku was hoping to get.
17-9.
Very different story from the first set.
Yeah, if you just joined us, that one went to the Raiders, 29-27.
And the Raiders even faced a set point in that.
A little bit of confusion here. We have our mic down there. You can see that. You can see it in the screen. Our audio technician, William Hyler, might be listening in on that conversation.
Yeah, it's tough for us with the headphones on.
Yeah.
We have to read lips.
I'm no Vin Scully in a lot of ways, but Vin Scully, in addition to being the best play-by-play man that was ever born, could also read lips. When they would show those mound conversations, he would say what they were saying, and he was right.
Could it be that the habit major leaguers now have of covering their mouths with a glove is the result of Vince Scully's lip reading skills?
Yeah. And professional lip readers that were hired by the clubs. Point Spartans. Raiders now leading it 18-9. This is best of 5 here. This is the penultimate game of the ILH regular season. Raiders will host Mid-Pacific Institute here in the lower gym on Tuesday. It'll be senior night. Encourage everyone to come out. Raider Nation, show up and support these volleyballers.
It'd be wonderful to see a huge, loud crowd Tuesday night.
And then in the ILH tournament.
And give the Raiders a little momentum going into that tournament.
Yeah, that would be nice. First serve on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. See you here. Tough serve there. Ace for Justice Naehu.
Naehu has looked very good from the service line. He's got a nice arm swing. Can definitely put some pace on the ball.
Got that tattoo there too. Maybe that helps.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Watch him put that arm to work.
Well, it does hurt when you get it put on, but it doesn't hurt when you swing in from the service line.
Kavikali from the back. Stuff at the net by the Raiders.
Yeah, for the team that's got a lead like this, it's important to finish strong so that the team that is behind doesn't pick up momentum that they can carry through to the next game.
Harimoto's service error there.
So you win the first two and then give them that momentum and end up losing the third one. That's something that the team ahead always wants to avoid.
This is Ramirez. Tickles the tape there. Brendan Park will send it over. Sage Tolentino will tap it over. Bump set to Park. And Brendan Park gets his first kill of the match.
Classic example of what makes Jaron Simone such a good player. Just comes zooming in into the middle of that scramble to play the deflected ball. Nice high pass, very settable, and Iolani ends up getting the point. Sorry to interrupt there, John.
No. Brendan got that point, and then he gets replaced by Ty Healy. Good serve by Ty. Point Spartans.
Daring set by Shane Harimoto.
Kainalo Iaea. Serve for the Spartans. Outside set to Kavika Lee with authority.
Fine looking set by Shane on that.
Jaron Simone back to serve. Also plays on Iolani's excellent soccer team, along with Brendan Park, who we saw come up with a kill a little earlier. That ball goes through the rafters, clean. That ball got over the net, not clean. The teams are playing on. Nick Costello cannot believe it.
Well, actually,
And then that ball goes into the block into the antenna.
Kilo Scanlon touched the ball twice.
Yeah,
And the officials didn't see it. That's unfortunate.
kind of missed on a swing and then popped it up with his other hand. Is that what happened, or?
Yeah, he swung at the ball and barely grazed it with a fingertip, and the ball was still floating in the air as he was coming down, and he contacted again to put it over. So he actually hit it twice.
Makani Hiltner. Spartans dig that up. It goes into the rafters of the lower gym, and Ramirez can't handle it as it comes down. Raiders now lead at 23-12, and that will force a Maryknoll timeout.
If Makani Hiltner can hit with that kind of authority, more often, not necessarily consistently, but more often, that would be a big plus for the Raiders, especially going into the tournament, right? To have a third big stick that they could go to besides, Kavika and Capono.
Standing 6'7". Can't teach that.
No, you can't.
Makani also played on the D2 basketball team this year with a bunch of his teammates here on the volleyball team, including Shane Severino, Shane Harimoto, Ryan Tsunada.
And I think growing up as a kid, McCunney's first sport was baseball, believe it or not. It's hard to think that looking at him now, and I believe he might even have been a shortstop. But I guess he kind of outgrew that the way Akeem Olajuwon outgrew being a goalkeeper in soccer.
He has that shortstop arm, and with that new frame, maybe he should try to get up on that mound. Give it a try. Raiders back in the day, Dave Masters, volleyball player, 6'8" pitcher, came up through the Chicago Cubs organization. Sam into the block. He'll try again. He'll get that over.
Good coverage by Maryknoll.
Harimoto sets Kilo Scanlon, and he puts it away. I got to mention Kilo's. I mentioned his sister. I got to mention his dad. Sean Ulu Scanlon, my classmate. Kilos is a third-generation Raider. Nice.
Can I put in a plug for his uncle, Kevin?
Yeah, you can do that.
Kevin, one of the best centers the Iolani basketball's ever seen. Went on to win a national championship at the D3 level at Willamette.
No, absolutely. Raiders take the second, 25-12. And I'm going to put in a plug for the late, great Clarence Rag Scanlon, Kilo's grandfather, class of 59, a beloved Raider and St. Louis Crusader.
Great guy. Great guy.
So Raiders now lead it 2-0 in sets. Took the first one, 29-27. The second, 25-12.
One thing Coach Inafuku has done frequently this season, is one of his trademarks, is to try to get everybody as much playing time as possible. So frequently when they've got a two-set lead, he'll put in his subs, put in a lineup that consists mostly of subs. He deserves a lot of credit for that. And if it works out great, if it doesn't, he'll put his first string back in.
That's pretty much what happened in the last match against HBA. Raiders took the first two. Eagles took the third, and then the Raiders finished it off in the fourth.
Those kids all work just as hard in practice as the first string, deserve as much playing time as they can get.
Scores there on Tuesday at Hoy Baptist was 25-13, 25-15, 17-25, and then 25-16. Some of the stats from the second set. Simone, 6 digs. Kavika Lee, 3 kills. 3 kills also for Capono Brown. Harimoto with 12 assists, had 13 in the first. Kilo Scanlon had 3 kills in the second set as well.
You know, when you look at that coaching staff for Maryknoll, you know, one of the things that strikes me is you have two guys that you might say are the most of something in two different categories. And what I mean by that is Nick Costello as a setter for Maryknoll back when he was playing in the early 2000s, inch for inch was one of the best ILH players I've ever seen. Absolutely could run a superb offense, could shred any block, very deceptive, very intelligent, quick, good hands, great setting location. And then he's got the assistant Davis Holt. And I don't know if you watch Davis's career at UH, probably the biggest overachiever in the history of UH men's volleyball. I came in, was really raw as a freshman, just worked and worked and worked, and turned himself into a serviceable starting middle blocker in the toughest men's volleyball conference in the country. He deserves a lot of credit for that. A lot of people didn't think he could ever, see the court for that team. So you have the biggest overachiever and the best player inch for inch, ILH, right?
It's great. Going to get started here in the third set. Spartan freshman Luke Ramirez to serve. Simone Harimoto. Carter Kamana.
Perfect pass by Jaren Simone. Usually when you get the perfect pass, that's the way it turns out.
Yeah. Ty Healy, Raider freshman, with the serve. Ramirez sets outside to Sage Tolentino. Raiders scramble and get it over. Spartans try the middle, but they got stuffed by that man again. Kamana.
There's that man again, Jaren Simone in the middle of everything, with some help from Kavika Lee keeping the ball alive. Nice block at the end of that play.
This is Sage Tolentino, the 7-footer, comes up with the kill.
It's going to be very interesting to see how good he becomes in the next 2-3 years. Because he's already doing more than holding his own as just a freshman who spent most of the season at the JV level.
That must have been something to behold, JV volleyball match with the 7-footer. Great serve there.
Imagine,
wow.
Imagine him at the intermediate level on the intermediate height net, which is significantly lower.
Wow. 2-2. Raiders ran out to a 6-0 lead in the previous set. Good judgment there. You called that earlier in the match. If he lets it go out, it's going out.
It kind of reminds me of Ted Williams, whose batting eye was so good that there's the old story of him letting a pitch go and it's called a ball and the catcher objects to the umpire.
Overpass put away by Hiltner, but Maryknoll comes up with it. Oh, that was a crafty way to get it over by Kavika Lee. And Assam with the kill for the Spartans.
Sam does it again. So the end of that story is that the umpire turns to the catcher and says, when it says strike, Mr. Williams will let you know.
Yeah, that's intimidating. Lee gets it over. This is Assam, but that was a big block by Kilo and McCunny. And once again, Roof. Raiders take the 4-3 lead.
Significant blocking penetration by Iolani on that. Hence,
those
hence the
hands.
roof.
Yeah, the angled like a roof. From our location, we can see that angle crystal clear. That was a beautiful block. Serve into the net by Ryan Sunada, 6'1" junior.
Also from a volleyball family. In his case, it was on the distaff side. His sisters played volleyball for Iolani.
Much like Kupono Brown, whose sister was an outstanding volleyball player at Kamehameha. Another one of those excellent serves by Ehu.
That's the right move by Shane Harimoto on a pass that was too tight. A little bit of a surprise that Maryknoll is alert and energetic on defense as they have been. They didn't anticipate that dump.
Nice job by Lincoln Tam Ho, 6'3" sophomore, who comes up with the kill there, 5'5". Iolani coach Jordan Inafuku has the notebook out and is writing. A very detail-oriented gentleman in his profession as a lawyer and as a coach.
Very meticulous and very thorough.
Another great serve there by the Spartans. This time it came from the arm of Kikai Assam, who is having a match here tonight.
Many things tonight have come from the arm of Mr. Assam.
His team leads it, 6-5.
He's done just about everything for them tonight, you know, except sell tickets, I guess.
Harimoto back to Brown. And Kupono Brown felt like ending that run.
2 for 16.
Crushed that kill with authority toward the corner.
Well, I thought it was out. Coach Costello thought it was out, and the linesman thought it was out.
I have no opinion. I'm just calling what the referee.
Yeah, and it's his opinion that counts, ultimately.
Coach Inafuku, I mentioned him earlier, his staff, he's got a loaded staff, I would say. Mike Among, who led the Iolani Raiders to the state championship in 2008, is one of his assistants. He's joined also this year by Joby Ramos, who Rainbow Warrior fans would know from his days as a setter up in Manoa, and also Scott Simone, who was an outstanding athlete here at Iolani School. Nick Costello is unhappy with some of the recent events.
Well, the down ref called net on Iolani, and the up ref called net on Maryknoll. And
Coach Jordan is hands on hips, smiling, not mockingly. Just this is just, you know, it's just.
he seems to
amusing.
think, yeah, he seems to think it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. And now he's sharing smiles and words with Coach Costello.
Trying to remember if they played against each other as ILH players, Jordan and Nick. One thing Jordan deserves a lot of credit for as a coach is that he seldom raises his voice. He keeps his cool, keeps his composure.
Wyatt Nako serves. Sorry. Now, wow. Almost found the floor there. This is Kupono Brown off the touch. Point Raiders.
Fantastic diving up by Wyatt.
Here's a little coaching tidbit. Coach Michael Mung, who I mentioned a little moment ago, coached Jordan Inafuku at Kamehameha School's Kapalama in his
Indeed, he did.
freshman and sophomore years. Pono Brown into the block, and that falls on the Maryknoll side.
Excellent work by Shane Harimoto, running down that dig and turning it into a perfect set.
So with the Raiders kind of inching their way away from the Spartans, Coach Nick Costello calls timeout as the Raiders lead it 9-6. When Among coached Inafuku, that was right before Coach Mike came to coach here at Iolani. This is a great story. I don't know if you've heard this story before, but before Coach Mike Among's first match, which was at Mid-Pacific up the road, when he was in the parking lot, he was approached by Jordan Inafuku's parents. Now, Jordan, still playing at Kamehameha, obviously, had a match elsewhere in the ILH. And so Coach Among's gets out of his car or off the bus and is in the parking lot, and Jordan's parents are approaching him, and he's thinking, whoa, what's going on here? They have a lei in their hands. They put it around his neck and say, Jordan sent us here. This is for you for his first match. Now, Jordan Inafuku is a junior in high school, but that right there shows you the character and the caring that he has for others. Amazing story.
Classic Inafuku family moment. That's the kind of people they are and always have been.
Harimoto back to Kavika Lee. Maryknoll deal with that, and that's not all. Ramirez goes back to him, and that pays off. Point Spartans. 9-7. This fourth set is unfolding more like the first.
And, you know, for a team like Iolani that's in the position they're in the standings, they don't just want to win their remaining matches. They want to play well in the process. They want to practice playing volleyball well, practice executing well, because they're going to need that in the tournament. And then if they get into the state tournament, they're going to need even more.
Yeah. Fine tuning, do we call that fine tuning, or kind of just?
Yeah, fine tuning, consistency, focus, all of that.
The misplay there by the Raiders turned this into a tie game, 9-9.
So at this stage, here we are in the third set, and Iolani has played at a level that they would feel satisfied with in only one of the three. And I'm sure, you know, that's a concern for the coaching staff, because they know that, you know, this sort of thing wouldn't get it done, let's say in a ILH tournament final or in a state tournament quarterfinal or something like that.
Hiltner in for Tsunada for the Raiders. Harimoto back to serve. Good serve by Shane. That results in a Raider opportunity through Kavika Lee in the back, but his attempt is long. 10-10. Pono Brown blocked at the net. Spartans take the lead. (11 serving 10). Luke Ramirez. Brown's pass was tight to the net. Harimoto could not handle that one.
First streak of shaky passing tonight for Iolani.
It's a good pass, decent pass by Lee. Then Harimoto set outside for the kill through Brown.
Very professional hit by Brown outside in the way he used the block.
Sage Tolentino has to come inside for that one. Sent out by Kavika Lee. Don't look now, but the Spartans have a 13-11 lead.
Kavika had the right idea there on a set that's that far off the net and you're that much out of system, trying to hit that ball cross court to the deep corner. Just missed.
Good quick set in the middle to Carter Kamana.
Yeah, that's his best quick hit of the match so far.
Cole Deneau in.
He didn't have to push that or tip that. He could hit it hard.
Cole, a 5'6" senior, back to serve. One was a little short, and he's disappointed. Easy comeback, but high fives all around. Napu Elua Ayi back to serve for Maryknoll. Ty Healy is there, set toward the near pin to Hiltner. Tolentino have to shove that one over. Kavika Lee. Just a tad long. 15-12. Maryknoll leading it here in the third set. Raiders leading it 2-0.
Hard luck from Maryknoll. That's just what Iolani needed in
Yeah.
that situation. Making a bunch of errors and getting the gift of a point.
Trevor Murakami now in, and he will head behind the service line, a 5'8" senior. Sam took aim at Murakami. Murakami got out of the way smartly, and that went wide. Good serve by Trevor. Little trickery there for the Spartans. Attempt at it.
Bit low percentage, but you got to admire the moxie.
Another good serve by Murakami. Better connection for the Spartans in the middle that time, and Harimoto dinks it over on two.
More Simone magic on the first contact.
Costello has some questions about it. Sam off the block and down. Ended a good string for the Raiders with Murakami serving. Tolentino being replaced by Naehu, who can serve it with the best of them. See what Justice comes up with here, 16 all.
Can we say justice is served?
Yeah. Nice diving save by Healy. Sam, that was always going to go long. Nice catch by Mo Maggiolino, one of the Raider athletic directors there in the corner. Saved the ball from getting to Ms. Madame Pettit, French teacher.
Ty Healy's
We'll
a
discuss
tough.
that with her later. Thank you, Mo. You were saying?
I was saying Ty Healy's a tough customer. You know, he's not at all hesitant to sacrifice the body. Made 3 all-out diving plays so far.
Kilo Scanlon works that one in the near sideline.
Really good quick arm swing and snap. Put that ball down, not just deep, but down.
Accurate, too.
He, that pass came over, to the right of center, and so if Kilo as the middle hitter is tracking that and going with the setter, he runs out of some room on the right side of the court to hit that ball with authority and still keep it in. But he hit it down so well that he was able to keep that in as his best hit of the night.
Yeah. Kilo is, an offensive tackle. It's about process, technique, your feet, your hands, your leverage, all of those sorts of things to stop those on-rushing pass rushers mostly. But he employs that here with his technique. He's not a volleyball player, but understands technique, takes those things seriously. The Scanlons are known to be fun people. But when in competition on the court or in practice or in games, they're very serious about those things. And I think some of the qualities that Kilo demonstrates in football at his position, he's kind of translating here to volleyball.
And he improves noticeably in volleyball every year.
Yeah, because he's a good listener.
He's also quicker than people give him credit for.
Ball into the rafters, made it tough on Assam and Ramirez. Point Raiders.
Raiders, let's put an assist on the score sheet for the architecture there.
Is this roof a little lower than others, or is it about standard?
It's a little lower.
Yeah. Home court advantage. Simone bumps it to the back for Lee. Let's see what the Spartans come up with. It's Assam. Murakami digs. Simone sets. Kupono. Brown kills. 20-16. Raiders lead it.
The ball handling by Trevor Murakami on that play was a big part of why it ended up being a point for the Raiders. Good job by Trevor there.
Yeah, Murakami's come in here in the third set and made a difference. The ball sent long by Assam. 21 Raiders, 16 Spartans.
Shane Severino's in there as well. And here comes Brendan Park. So
Shane Severino was in the gym earlier this morning for the Pro Council speeches. Shane is currently a Pro Council, so they introduced the proceedings. There were 5 humorous and insightful speeches given. Kupono Brown puts away the overpass, but into the net.
He seemed to get a lot of the net there, but
one would think.
The referee gave a signal indicating that, in his judgment, the ball was right on top of the net, and when Kupono swung down on the ball, it was the ball that hit the net and not Kupono on the follow-through. But be nice to have super slow motion replay to know for sure.
As I look to my right, some of the Spartan people are looking at all of our equipment and our screens and everything. But no, that's not. It's not part of the plan.
Yeah, my impression, in real time was that Kupono had netted, but my impression doesn't count. Yeah, and the breaks, the calls even out over the course of a match.
They do. 22-16, Raiders lead it. Trying to close out this match. Philip Sue has other ideas. 6-foot junior. Gets his name in the scorebook.
Brendan Park going all out back there. Almost came up with that.
Philip Sue will go back to serve. Simone. Murakami. Brown.
And something Kupono Brown did very well there was to try not to hit that set straight down, but to go high hands through the block.
Stephen Leong into the game, 5'11" senior, number 7. Nako, 5'4" freshman, serves. A crafty play there by Ramirez.
What President George W. Bush might call strategery.
23-18.
So it looks like Trevor Murakami is doing the setting at this point.
And there he is, and he will set far side to Kupono Brown. And he puts that down in the corner.
Good set by Trevor.
6 for 4.
Kahiawa Mong there, handling the flag there. And Shane Harimoto will serve for the set and the match right in front of his father, who mans his recording device there on the end line, dutifully at every match. Good tight serve by Shane. Now, dug out of there wonderfully by Simone. Brown takes a swing at ending the match. This is Tsunada. Ball gets over and sent toward the corner, but out. And that'll do it. Raiders take the third, 25-18. And take the match 3-0 to move to 5-4 on the season. They lock up third place in the ILH regular season. And we have a question from the down official. It's not a he's asking us, can you see the monitor? Oh yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube. Yep. Iolani School, YouTube. Yeah. Great. See, this is the real world. This is the real world, Coach Greenhill. People are talking to us, and we'll let them know. He said it's a learning experience. That was the official, the down official. I like that. You know, said, can I watch this later? Yeah.
Can only help officials to watch film too, just like players.
Yeah.
Players and coaches.
Recap the game. Iolani took the first set. That was a wild one. That was fun to see. 29-27. Then the Raiders bounced back strong in the second. Took that one 25-12. Maryknoll stuck around for a bit in the third. Raiders prevailed. Playing a lot of the bench, getting some guys out there, some seniors, good experience. 25-18. So Maryknoll falls to 0-9 on the season. Raiders got one more game here in the regular season. That will be Tuesday night here in the lower gym against Mid-Pacific at 5 o'clock. We encourage you to come out and watch this team. Fun group. They play the right way. They're a classy team. They're well coached.
Good attitudes.
You'll see faces that you see all over campus doing different things, and you can come out here and cheer for them while they fight hard and try to gain some momentum for the upcoming ILH tournament, which will be very key in their hopes for claiming one of the two ILH berths in the state tournament. In that third set, Kupono Brown had 7 kills. He kind of took over there.
Shane has 3.
And Shane Harimoto had 3. That, what did you say? Well, no, you were saying, what did you say, George W. Bush? One was that wasn't his, but yeah, he came up with some nifty plays, some heady senior setter action.
Some sagacious dumps.
Yeah. Any final thoughts there, Coach Greenhill, on this match and where we go from here?
Well, positive overall outcome, but I think Coach Shinafuku would be the first one to tell you that he's going to want to see more polish, right? Mid-Pac's a tougher opponent, and then even though he doesn't want to look past Mid-Pac, he definitely is thinking ahead when he's thinking that, we've got to be sharper in all the little things and try to be that way in every aspect of the game against, the better teams, and they're trying to claim that state berth. Good enough is not going to be good enough. They've got to be excellent.
Yeah, after that senior night game on Tuesday, there'll be the ILH tournament as double elimination. There'll be a lot of games. Follow along Iolani.org for more information, or our social media platforms on Twitter and Facebook to be kept up to date on where and when those matches are, and you come out and support this team. There's also some big games going on in baseball tonight. The Raiders are playing Kamehameha out at Hans Larange. You can catch that one with our friends at OC 16 carrying that one, and the softball team, and there's tennis and track and field and judo. So go out there and support the Raiders student athletes if you can. They will much appreciate it. And so that was a lot of fun. Coach
Indeed.
Greenhill.
Yeah, thanks.
Enjoyed spending the time with you, and I hope you Raider fans all around the world or across the street enjoyed watching it. On behalf of the students, the faculty, staff of Iolani School, we would like to thank you for tuning in, and special thanks to Head of School, Dr. Timothy Cottrell, for his administration for supporting these live webcasts. We'd also like to recognize, of course, our hardworking Iolani Live crew and the Raider Athletic Department for their assistance, as well as the PE department. Our Manager of Media Services, Dane Kurihara, is the brains behind Iolani Live. He was supported today by sophomore Bill Huang on the center camera, junior Kennedy Chu down there on the floor. They did a great job tonight, as did senior William Heiler, who handled the graphics and was the audio mixer tonight. King's Iolani helped set up the complex audio system. Mr. Mark Yamada was our statistician. And, of course, Director of Communications Kathy Lee Chong oversees all of these Iolani Live productions, provides the food, which is also important. We should say that.
That was a great bento. Great bento. That chicken was top-notch.
And so for all of them and my tag team partner here, Mr. Coach Peter Greenhill, this is John Tamanaha saying good night, everybody. Aloha.